Got Cannoli with me today. I got Briggs too, he's somewhere around here. But we're gonna talk about how beautifully designed the body is and its ability to evolve and respond to stress in a positive manner. And as a result, we can invest our time and effort into going into a building called the gym, which has tools that we can use. And depending on how we use those tools, we can promote various responses. You can get bigger, you can get stronger, you can improve your level of physical preparedness for sport, you can lose fat. You can also waste a lot of time. You can just show up and go through some motions and waste some time, kill some time if you want to. But what I want to talk about is the two primary adaptations that people may not understand, may not know, which ultimately influence what you get in response to your efforts. Now, if you train to build muscle or get stronger or want to improve athletic performance in sport, or at least put your body in as physically prepared position to be successful, then you got to understand that you got two main variables, two components that you need to understand how they operate. Now, the body, as remarkable as it is in being able to respond to stress, it also likes to take the path of least resistance for survival. It likes to conserve energy. Some sort of icy shit going on up there. Figured I'd get that on camera. I do this shit in one shot, one take. One shot, one kill, what's the deal? Tony Yayo said that in a song once. It's fucking awesome. Jay-Z does it in one take too. So I've heard. I don't actually know him, though that would be awesome. Surround myself with success. Anyways, okay, let's get back to the fucking topic at hand here. Talking about adaptation, you got your brain and your body. And when you train to build your body, you have to understand that your brain's your central processing unit. And because the body wants to take the path of least resistance, it's a lot easier to get better at doing something than it is to build muscle. So whether you train to build muscle or to get stronger, the first adaptation that you're going to get in response to your efforts is going to be a neurological one. It's a lot easier, right, Cannoli, for the brain to become more efficient at recruiting muscle faster, improving coordination, than it is to put on a pound of muscle. The body is always going to try to take the path of least resistance, and to put on a pound of muscle, some say you need a 10,000 calorie surplus. So not just the amount of calories that you eat every day to make up for what you burn every day just being alive, but 10,000 on top of that. And you can't do 10,000 extra in a day. You might store some as fat. Point is, it's a very lengthy process in terms of time. Now, this explains why a beginner makes such rapid improvements when training. They're not putting any muscle on at all, but they might be able to lift a certain amount of weight one week, more the next, let's say 5 pounds a week. And with 52 weeks in a year, they're looking at 250 plus pound increase, 260 pound increase. And obviously that does not happen because the brain can only adapt so much before the body has no other choice but to build muscle. Now, if you think about things you might have done, how did you do the first time you went in the water, you went in a pool? The first time you tried to ride a bike? Probably not too good. Second time, a little bit better. Why is that? Your brain became more efficient at coordinating your body to do the movement. So it's the same thing with strength training. Strength is a skill that is acquired through stress and repetition up into a point. You can only get so good at a movement before your body has no choice but to put muscle on. So if you want to build muscle, one of the things you want to do, or one of the traps you want to avoid, is constantly changing your exercises. You hear this shit about muscle confusion all the time. This P90X guy fucking made a killing promoting something that was taken completely out of context by nearly everybody. And, the people that take it out of context don't get any fucking results as a result. When you do something once, you generally aren't that good at it. You do it a second time, you're better. You do it a third time, you're even better. You do it a fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth time, the progress slows down and it might appear as if you've plateaued. you've stopped progressing. You're not benefiting anymore. But really, that's not the case. What's happening is the neural adaptations have been maxed out. So now, continuing to do the same thing, the body's left with no choice but to build muscle. Up into a point as well. If you do the same thing all the time, it will get desensitized to your efforts, and then, you know, you're just spinning wheels. But for the most part, one of the things you want to avoid is constantly changing what you're doing. Because, you know, once you stop progressing, or once it appears as if you've stopped progressing, is when you're going to start to build muscle. So that's something that a lot of people need to realize, regardless of whether you want to get stronger or bigger or whatever. The first adaptation is going to be a neurological one. It's easier economically for the brain to adapt to something than it is for the body. That's a lot more challenging for the body because of the demand required to build muscle. It's a very demanding process, like I said. But if you want to build muscle, you got to push through it. You got to push through those times in which you might be doubting yourself or whether you're progressing or not, and just trust in the process. When you get to what you appear, or what appears to be a plateau, now your body is going to be forced to build muscle to continue getting better. So that's one thing I wanted to share, because a lot of people don't understand the responses they'll get from their body. They'll think maybe that they're fighting an uphill battle and not going to get a result. So the first thing you need to know is what result you want to get. Then know that the first response you're going to get is going to be neurological. The second one will be muscular. And then over time, your body will desensitize. At which point you might want to change. Now, if you want to make, you know, a lot of neurological adaptation consistently, then you can constantly change what you do. You're constantly challenging your brain to new patterns, and it's going to have to adapt to that. So, if you like the information, feel free to share it. If you like cannoli and her fucking Christmas sweater, feel free to share this video. Some people might think that's cute. Click the fucking button at the bottom. I'll keep bringing it.